No, I think my voice should be fine. I had to mess around with my mic settings a little bit, but I think it should be fine now. There goes my AC, and there we go. Wait, should I place this? Oh, I gotta place my fan a little bit further down. That works. Whatever. Anyway, hope everyone's doing well today. I slept so awfully. My god. First of all, hi. Drapslayer, welcome in, and Kanaku, welcome in. Hope you're all doing well today. Dude. So, heads up, today's gonna be probably a bit of a shorter stream, number one, because we also did start a little late-ish. Technically, it's still within the range that I have on my schedule, but, you know, I'm used to starting a little bit earlier these days. Also, maybe I will turn my mic down a little bit. Just a tad. No, that's the wrong thing. That's the wrong thing. This is the right thing. Let's turn it down by 2, see if that... Yeah, that works. That works. Anyway. I did not sleep well last night. I fell asleep. I went to bed at a, well, for me, normal time, which is like 4-ish. Felt like I couldn't really properly fall asleep until like 5:30. I think I did sleep. I think I did fall asleep at some point, but it kind of felt like I was just dozing. So at some point, I opened my eyes and I looked at my phone and it was like 5:28, and I was like, ah. And then I fell back asleep. I think I woke up once at like 7 or 7:30. Then at some point, I fell asleep again, and I think I woke up again to my dogs barking for some reason or another. And then I passed back out, and suddenly it was 12:10. So there we go. I'm pretty sure I know why. It's because after 10 days of mild, consistent cramping, the bleed has finally claimed me yesterday, and it was unpleasant. And I had the thing is, I knew the very minute it hit, because my cramps all of a sudden like fucking doubled. Like before they were mild, they were there, but manageable. You know, I didn't really like have to take any painkillers for them or anything. I could still, you know, function normally. But so they were okay. But then all of a sudden they just like spiked in intensity, and I was like, ah, dear God. And like, yeah, 5 minutes later, I went to the bathroom and boom. So yeah, carried on the entire night. It was not pleasant. It's better now, thankfully. It's mostly gone, probably because I also took a painkiller. So lovely, lovely stuff. I hate Mother Nature. And I'm assuming that also, you know, influenced my sleep. What I did, however, learn was that my granddad told me earlier today, apparently someone broke into our neighbor's home last night. Apparently that's a thing that happened, and that I didn't notice, like, at all. Apparently it happened during a time I was still awake, actually. So, I don't know, I just didn't pick up on it, I guess. But, yeah, apparently sometime last night, someone, broke into our neighbor's home. An elderly lady's home. Stole her wallet, stole a like little container of tea bags, question mark, which is an interesting thing to steal, I guess. Took her car, drove off, got into an accident within like a couple streets down, like the other side of the town, got into an accident, drove the car back, and by the time they got back, apparently the police was already there, and I guess they're, you know, they're caught now. But that's like, whoever those people were, I don't think they really knew what they were doing. It was, interesting. It was, interesting. I kind of wish I would have, like, seen or heard any of it, but oh well. water. Anyway, today, did I post that I was gonna? Yes. Wait, is this? Wait. Okay, never mind. Let's see. There we go. That's that. That's that. Oh, Sven, welcome in. I didn't even see you. Welcome in. Hope you're doing well today. Do this. Okay, there we go. Did the tea bags have gold in them? I have no idea. Maybe they were golden tea bags. Maybe they had like some like really like rare teas that could be sold for hundreds, thousands of euros. I have no fucking clue. But the fact it happened like right next to us, you know, that's damn. But yeah, that's fun. Also, I didn't even say it yet. I said it on I posted about it, but I didn't say it. I didn't say it yet. Happy Pride Month! It is June 4th. It is the month of the gays. And it's also my birthday month. My birthday is in 16 days. June 20th. What day is that? Am I gonna be streaming that day? Probably not. It is a Friday, but I'm probably gonna be out with my grandma in like the afternoon, so I'm probably not gonna be streaming that day. Even if I was, it would just be like a normal day for me personally. Like, I don't usually treat my birthday as anything like special. So yeah, I'm gonna be vibing. We're gonna be live the next day. It is Rainbow Month, indeed, and this is also, you know, a general disclaimer reminder in case it wasn't obvious. You know, in case anyone may or may not be new here or may or may not be sure of my stance, for whatever reason, this is a very queer-friendly space. Doesn't matter what you are, who you are, if you are within or beyond the binary, if whatever and whoever you like, well, maybe not whatever. Maybe not whatever, but at least whoever you are welcome here. This is a safe space. You are valid. Jimmer, thank you for following. I appreciate it. Yes, and welcome in. Minecraft, My Childhood Returns. Yes, we are gonna be playing some Minecraft today. Because, to those who are not caught up yet, I am now part of a VTubing group. I am now part of a fun little group of lots of fun people, and we have a Minecraft server since like this week, I think, since like Monday or something. And I haven't been too. I mean, it's only been a couple of days. I haven't done too much on it yet, but we're gonna do some stuff. We're gonna be vibing. We're gonna be having some fun. Now let me get back into the game. See if failed to connect. Oh, I need to actually. Okay, I need to turn it back on real quick. Because the site we're using, like I guess I left for too long, so I now need to turn it back on. Any second now. Bum 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 ba-dum bum. I'm also gonna hop into a Discord call in case anyone wants any other members decide to join later or not. Let's see. Okay. Oh, it stays on for 5 minutes. Okay, I get it. There's our Slumber Nana song for the day. Let's see. I'm also gonna do this real quick. I hope my Discord settings are fixed now. Like for a couple days, I don't know what it was, but apparently like Discord was really weird and made my voice like super quiet. I don't exactly know what it was. It might have been. I don't know. We'll have to see. If anyone joins later, we shall see how that goes. Now, nope. That's nope. Let me. Okay. And let's see if this Okay, it's fine. We're in the void for a little. It's fine. We're in the void. Because every time I like, leave, or I alt-tab, or I tab out, Minecraft just minimizes. I don't know. I haven't seen any, like, setting that I can turn on or off for that, if there is any. It's really fucking annoying. But, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. I can, I guess, like, turn on... Oh, I got the volume up completely. That's why I wasn't hearing anything. That makes sense. I'm gonna turn the music off. And, turn up to 40, you know? Maybe, like 30. You know, just a little bit. Directional audio... I don't know if I have that. I don't know. I guess on. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah. I have not... it's been a while since I played this game. Is everything running? Everything should be running just fine. It's been a hot minute since I, like, properly played this game. So, you know, there's always like a few little things that were added that I did not know of. But, yeah. Yeah. Oh, God. Let me stretch for a second. Yeah. Let me check something real... Well, no, I don't want to have to leave for it. So, you know what? I guess it's fine. I guess it's fine. Is my... Okay, wait. Okay, so it does this. It minimizes again. That's... I guess that's fine. I guess that is fine, or whatever. Oh, wait, let me... Real quick. Should probably do this. Give me a second. No, that's not the thing. I don't know where I post this. I guess I sent this here. I guess. Okay. There we go now. The kids yearn for the mine. Still didn't watch the movie? Same. I mean, I don't really watch movies to begin with, so there's that. No, I didn't want... No, not Spotify. There we go. Okay. But yeah, honestly, I haven't gotten much done yet. Most things that we're gonna see here, this was not done by me. This is a so-called struggle house. That was already here by the time I got in. Which is literally just like a mini, like, base, I guess, for anyone and everyone. This, also not my thing. This, I think, was Rose, if I am not mistaken. Who has definitely gotten more stuff done than me so far. Look at this. Look at this. Very pretty. Very pretty. God, cherry blossom wood? Wood is so nice. It's so nice. We also got a pretty, like, nice location. We got some mushrooms. We got, apparently, I mean, I'm guessing we were close to some cherry trees. And last but not, well, maybe not last and maybe not least. Also, why is my, there we go. I was like, something is missing. I'm also dying. We do have the keep inventory setting on in case we die, because thank God for that. Because otherwise, who? Otherwise, I would be dead 5 times over and have nothing. What's that? Oh, hi. Hi. Come on. Where are you? There we go. The noises are a little loud, but it's fine. What was I saying? Oh yeah. If we didn't have keep inventory on, I would already have lost everything like 5 times. And it's also very convenient. Half a heart, no sweat. Yeah, it's fine. I also have like no armor. I have nothing. I have nothing. And right here, we have. I also didn't. Last time I played this game, they didn't add pale oak yet. Pale oak is so pretty. I always wanted like just straight up like white wood. It's so pretty. I'm not a fan of birch like this one. I'm not a fan of that color. I love the just like straight up white. Let's see. I haven't actually checked out what Kara's done. We have chickens. We have chimkins. What is that? Oh, is that copper? I think that's copper blocks. Look at this. It's pretty. More than I've done. More than I've done. Are these the mines? We currently do not yearn for the mines. Not yet. God, I miss Sampo. Speaking of this OST, I miss my boy. I miss him. Gaming, welcome in. Your birthday's in 2 days. Another Pride Month, baby. Let's see. Anyone else? I've only seen these 2 have like their own base so far. I don't know what the others are up to, honestly. But yeah, I made my thing like relatively close to the struggle base, the struggle house. And honestly, I have no concrete idea what I want to do with it yet. See, the thing is, I love playing Minecraft. I am not creative. I have vague ideas of kind of what I want to do, and then I try to look up inspirations, but none of them like fit exactly what I want. So like, and I don't even know what I want. I just know what I don't want, and it's usually the stuff that I find. So that's fun. I also need to turn up my. Okay, let's go to sleep for a little bit. Actually, yeah, let's see. But yeah, literally all I've done so far is build a giant what's it called? Not a rectangle. A 3D rectangle. A 3-dimensional rectangle, and map out like a little bit of a, you know, structure, I guess. I'm gonna have 2 rooms here, a little hallway here. Something's gonna be here, and this one's gonna be, and this corner is gonna be for some sort of staircase. But besides that, I have nothing yet. Vestars, welcome in. Hope you're doing well today. I need more water. So yeah, I'm also gonna like do more with this, you know? Like right now, this is just so I have something. Some sort of a wall. Build a tavern and decorate it with masks? You are a genius. Oh, I could. I was thinking of doing something like Hoyo themed. Hoyo themed, HSR themed. But like, I wasn't like sure what, you know? Or like, you know, how to do it, I guess. But maybe. Also, you know what? I think I'm gonna die real quick so I can get my full stuff back. So, don't mind me. Don't mind me. Oh, I could do that. Are there masks? What kind of masks are there? Are there like proper like masks in this game? we go. See, that's why the keep your inventory setting is very convenient. Because I can just die and not have to waste resources. Or if I don't want to like walk all the way back somewhere, I can just die and like respawn by the bed. Those are mob heads. Mob heads. True. I don't know. We'll see. I also have to like get a grasp on like what kinds of items and stuff there are in this game, you know, and what they've added since I left, which, you know, was like almost a year ago. So there's that too. But yeah, I was thinking of either doing something like Hoyo themed-ish, or, you know, I don't know. I'm always a fan of buildings that look kind of like old and, you know, like worn down on the outside, but are like very modern inside. You know, like that kind of contrast. I really like that. And I'm just a fan of contrast, so I'm probably gonna make something along those lines. Maybe not for these. I think these two rooms. I'm gonna keep. This one's gonna be the storage, which I've already gotten started on a little. I need to actually add signs for this, and this one's probably gonna be, I don't know, just other stuff like for enchanting, other, you know, tool thingies. I'm not sure yet. But these are kind of like two like utility rooms that I can just hop in and out, which is why I'm keeping them close to the entrance. But besides that, I have planned nothing. I did consider making this like little like entrance area. Recreation of Mondstadt Knights HQ. Dude, that would be huge. If I ever finish up my main base, I might actually do that. I might try to like recreate some, you know, in-game buildings or places. Which is actually what I had an idea of here, is that I wanted to make this little area maybe something inspired by the Express. You know, something like party car related, maybe? And I'm not sure how exactly I would do that, possibly. I'd probably have like a little bar or something here. Maybe like in this corner, or like this area. A little bar or something with, I mean, I'm gonna have to find some sort of shush replacement. And, you know, just try to recreate like the general aesthetic. Yeah, it'll take work. It will indeed take work. And you know what? On that note, let me pull up what the party car looks like again. HSR party car. I remember like roughly, but I can already like start maybe like get started on, you know, collecting stuff for it, or at least get an idea of what kinds of materials or colors even I would need. Yeah, there's the sofas too. Is there a gallery? Gallery category of some sort? Gallery? Nope, there's nothing here yet. Okay. Nothing here yet. I mean, the floor is just like red carpet for the most part. What is the wiki doing? Wiki? It's not showing any. Why is it not showing images? Why is it? What are you doing? What are you doing? Yeah, I don't know. I'll definitely need a lot of red carpet. Definitely gonna need a lot of red carpet. Something like... See, I would love to look at this image, but the wiki doesn't let me. So that is very inconvenient. That is, in fact, very inconvenient. Okay, there we go. There we go. There we go. One room can be the enchanted room, at least as library. Ooh, not bad. Yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna have some fun with this. I'm gonna try to have some fun. It's not gonna be perfect, obviously, because I am nowhere near one, creative enough, and two, skilled enough to recreate things like that well. Honestly, I think I'm probably gonna work on gathering materials for now. I need sheep. What I've discovered is no, stay away, 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 stay away. Come here. Come here. There we go. Well, there's also alright, there's also something down there. What's down there? Oh. Someone just hit me. Is that a skeleton up there somewhere? Huh. Whose place is this part of? Well? No one's apparently. This is just a little place. Well, that's comfy. Is it not night anymore? Oh, it's not. Okay, fair. Oh, wait, that was not a... Oh! That was not a skeleton, that was a fucking trident! Where are you coming from? Where is it coming from? Let me reset my spawn point real quick. Where are you coming from, buddy? Am I blind? Oh, there you are. Careful with that one. Yeah. I mean, if can you come up here? Maybe you wanna come up here? I can find you up here. Huh. At about Friday, heard some VA announce their return in some weird interview. Paimon VA. Wait, some VA announced their return? Oh, really? I knew about the Paimon VA thing, is that they are stepping down. Whether by their choice or whether Hoyu has already, fired them beforehand, I don't know, and I don't really care. I just hope that the new voice for Paimon is gonna be nice, and that maybe some people are gonna stop with the needless Paimon hate. Which they're not. They're not gonna, but, it is fine. If no one can love her, I can love my child. But yeah, I am very hyped about Friday. Dude. Dane and Skirk. We're gonna get so much fucking lore. Okay, what do we do? I do want to shut down this. Is this Proi? Oh. I feel bad about their new voice, all those lines they have to redo. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, they're getting paid at least, they're gonna get paid well. I did see a lot of people say that they want Hayden to voice Paimon, that I think it would fit, you know, Treebee's voice actor, and I agree. I think Hayden's voice definitely fits. I think they definitely be a very good Paimon. Well, let's hope I don't get shot down here. But which VA did you hear about returning? Or was it maybe Venti's? I did hear like that Venti's VA, you know, had been trying to come back for a while. And it seemingly has worked. Was that all? Are you falling apart? Anything I forgot? Oh, there we go. Is that it? Yeah, okay. Ow. Yeah, Venti. God, I hope for 3.4 we get, man. I want some of our HSR VAs back. I want Nicholas back. I want our Dan Hong back. I don't like. Oh God, what are you doing out there? We got like 3 of those fuckers. You know what? Keep going that way. Just keep going. Keep going that way. Let's see. I think I remember there being some cows and even sheep on that that area over there, so we should probably make a boat. Last one sub if you can beat that gang. Are we talking YouTube sub or Twitch sub? YouTube or Twitch sub? YouTube? You know what? Fuck it. Fuck it. And you know what? I'm gonna be smart about this, because you didn't say that I have to do it in one try. Come on. Wait. My God, you're so slow. You're so slow. You're so slow. There's one. Come on, can I get on land? Can I get on land? Can I get on land, please? Can I please get on land? Thank you. Come on, shoot. Shoot yourself. Go. Go. I love shields. I love doing this a coward's way. Come on. Yay! Aren't daytime mobs easy? Usually these fuckers, not so much, because number one, they come in groups, and number two, they can do quite a lot of damage, especially because I don't have any armor. Oh yeah, welcome in! And thank you for following, Vestars! Is it pronounced Vestars? Yeah, true. If I'm surviving and it's not the coward way if I'm alive. Really hope Dan Hong stays. Would miss the cover project he does with the cat. Yeah, like Nicholas is such a good VA and just such a good guy. I would really love for him to stick around. Okay, I need to go back and actually. I need to make a boat. Make a boat so I can transport. Actually, maybe I need to make a fence first. I should probably make a fence first. I'm gonna have to pick out a good area for it. Let's see. Oh, also my friend. For some reason, I don't know how this guy got here, but... Hey, buddy. I don't know how this guy got here. I just found him and I had to lock him in. Because, like, none of us have gone into the nether. Like, apparently somewhere there's an open nether portal. And this guy somehow just found his way here. So I'm deciding I'm keeping him. Okay, now... Where do I start building farm? Do I just do it here? Like, in front of the house? No, no. No, I don't think I will. Let me plant... Maybe a pig got struck by lightning. Does that happen? Does that happen? If a pig gets struck by lightning, it becomes one of those? Is that a thing? Isn't there some other sapling here? Or did I get it? I might have gotten it. That's a thing? Well, then maybe, I guess. Huh, I didn't know that. I did see some pigs around. Oh, interesting. And it did rain at some point. Or, like, you know, thunder at some point. So that's interesting. Huh. Okay, where do I make farm? I think I'm just gonna make it, like, next to... You know, maybe I like build it around. You know, around dear pig man. Which means we're gonna be cutting down everything. Deforestation, baby. Oh, what do you mean there's one more? There we go. How are these birch trees so fucking tall? Can you, like, not? You can try placing a lightning rod near a pig and wait for storm weather. How do you make a lightning rod again? I don't think we might not be able to make that. Can I get up here somewhere? Oh, Kara's here! Wait. Okay. Whoops, why am I in caps? Using copper? Okay, I have a lot of copper. I have, like, so much copper. Also, you know what? Friend, you shall be illuminated. Nice. Dum 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 da da dum 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 dum. Ow! Bitch. Bitch. Excuse me, that's rude. Sir, you're rude. You don't sneak up behind people like that. Also, I'm gonna turn my volume down a little bit because it is pretty loud to me. No blocks. Weather voice. Am I stupid? Hostile creatures. Everything else can stay up. Dude, this song is so fucking good. Yeah, dude, epic fighting background for a zombie. I should probably, like, start making this area brighter in general. There we go. Whoops, I didn't mean that. Well. Let's see. Oh. 2 of them? No, you don't. No, you don't. Come on, get over here. Get over here. Over here, over here. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna... Number 1. There we go. Nice. They can't crawl, but there are things like mini zombies that are fucking terrifying, number 1. And, that definitely can get through there. Yep.
Hello!
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 Hey, question. How do I sound?
You sound good.
Okay, I think I finally figured out the fucking issue.
Yippee!
It was the gain control. Apparently, number 1, there's like one weird setting that, I don't know what it's called. It's like enhance sound something that I turned off because I didn't know it was there, and I don't know, anytime they add something new, I'm like, disable that shit. And it was, apparently, I just had to turn on automatic gain control. Hold on, let me add you on.
Go, sorted.
Yeah! And now I didn't have to fuck with my mic settings. Hold on, can I? Wait.
Good. Yippee.
Let me, there we go. Actually, wait, can I mirror this maybe? Nah, I don't want to mirror it. Oh. Ouch.
You said you had, copper?
I have so much copper.
Oh, and if you just died, can we sleep?
Bet.
Because I know you're at home now.
Yeah. Dude, I've been taking so much advantage of the of the keeping your inventory thing.
I hate to say it, but yeah, me too.
Like,
I would have preferred to play it without it, just because I think it's like... But I'm like a Souls gamer, you know what I mean?
That makes sense. I am not. I don't...
No, I was definitely in the minority there, because like everybody on voice call when we were playing yesterday was like, can we keep inventory on, please? Ooh, 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 ooh. And I'm like, okay, get one.
Yeah, like I am not a survival kind of person. Like I like my things to be comfy.
I like surviving. I do it every day.
And you're doing great.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, yeah, if you need copper, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stacks of raw copper.
I will take. I am building a very ambitious copper roof.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on, I need to actually... I still don't know what the ominous bottle is for exactly, but I'm gonna save it. Banner. Gunpowder. I mean, I guess that counts as drops, so I'm gonna use it. String there. Let's see. Where's the wood again? There it is. Okay, I'm gonna grab the rest of the copper and I'm gonna make my way over. I'm gonna keep the 40 for me in case I need them. Or whatever.
Sure, go for it.
Oh, there is lava here. I managed to like I started mining a little bit, like near where I'm setting up my base, and I apparently managed to dig myself around to the point that I came out in the cave wherever I think it was Jelly or whoever needed lava, where they already had started digging, so I just kept going until I came out there.
Yeah, where are you set up?
But pretty much by the struggle house.
Oh, okay, let me see. I want to see. I'll head over to you.
Oh, here we go. Hold on, I can how do I drop things again? I forgot. Nope, that's one. How do I drop stacks?
I think just drag the whole thing out.
Oh yeah, I can just... Oh, someone's dying.
Yeah, behind you. Yippee, yippee.
There we go.
Space a moment, you flawless. Yippee.
Where'd they die?
They're gone now. They were like over here. Oh yeah, you can see their own flesh at the bottom of that hole.
Well, let me take that.
This path is so cute. I love dark oak forest with the mushrooms. It feels so like enchanted.
It's very fancy, very, very pretty.
Yeah. Oh, guess what I've been playing all morning?
What?
Honkai Star Rail. I'm catching up.
Ooh, where are you at now?
So I'm like a decent chunk into Amphorius now.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah. So I played this game in like 6 months. 6 months on, 6 months off.
Hmm.
So because I like coming back to the game and having tons of stuff to do.
There.
Ooh.
Yeah, nothing much yet. Just what is the 3D of a rectangle? What is a 3D rectangle? I forgot what that's called.
Cuboid.
Just got a cuboid, like a rough like layout of what I want to do. And currently I'm cutting down trees to start farm over here where my pig friend is.
Oh, yippee.
So if you need birch, I got enough because I am not using that shit.
Oh yeah, we're in I'm set up in a birch biome as well.
Yep. Oh, where are you?
Yeah, I got loads of birch.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what wood I don't have that I might want. I think I've got everything I want.
Where are you at in Amphorius right now, roughly?
So, My Day has decided to 1v1 the Angry God.
Like early, okay.
And we've gone back to town. Which seems like a little bit... I don't know why we were so cool doing that, but whatever. He seemed very happy to stay behind. I like that guy, by the way. I like My Day.
Dude, Mighty is... I fucking love him. Yeah. 3.1 fucking made me... it almost made me cry.
Yeah. Well, the game's got me already. The Luca storyline, the
War Dance.
War Dance. I got in my feels a little bit about that. Little hometown hero, Luca.
We love Luca.
I know. It was really cute.
I still gotta finish that event, but I actually do like it. Yeah.
I really liked it. Yeah.
I'm like mostly caught up with HSR. I just let me up. It is doing things and talking at the same time is hard.
So true.
But yeah, I'm like I'm caught up with the main story, with the events as well. Besides, like the Fixtural Garden event, I have from way back I haven't done yet.
Oh yeah, I did like that one, but it was long. It was longer than it needed to be, considering it was basically just a bunch of teenagers fucking around, like going on spooky dares. Like, hey, we should break into old man Billy's house. It's been abandoned for 5 years. No, it's haunted.
The main reason, the main thing that's like motivating me to do it is because there's like a little Yukong scene, like a little Yukong like storyline with her and her dead could have been wife.
Yeah, that one was good. That one was good. Yes. I was thinking where that was from. I was thinking about that recently. That was from that event. Interesting. Makes sense.
Yeah, pretty sure.
To give those little moments in the main story.
Yeah, I love Yukong.
Yeah, Yukong's alright.
But yeah, dude, Amphorius has had me in a grasp, in a chokehold. It's so good.
It's thematically very cool.
Yeah, I get why people may not like it because, you know, it is, I mean, to be fair, that's just Hoyo games in general. Also, it's the app.
Yeah, but also it does have the unfortunate position of being the story area that has to follow Penacony, which is not an enviable position for like the Luofu would not have compared favorably at all if it had come after Penacony.
Yeah, and to be fair, like I love Penacony. I still do. Like, speaking of which, I started Penacony BGM just came on my Spotify. I do love Penacony, but so far, I am waiting for that like extra story quest that they are releasing in 3.8, where we're going back to Penacony, and they fill in some of the gaps because Penacony was great, but like the pacing was also very off. Like there were some parts that I felt were, you know, a little dragged out, not as much as other people. Like I actually really liked 2.2. Many people didn't like the Sunday yap. I love Sunday. I love the yap. I love the depression.
I liked all that stuff. I liked all that stuff.
And you know, like fucking 2.1, one of my favorite patches because of Aventurine. But, you know, many people didn't like it. I just thought that, yeah, like, some parts definitely dragged on, especially early on, I feel like. But there were other parts that I felt like were just really rushed as well, that they should have gone more into, so I hope we're getting to that. Like, more insight on, you know, like, the masked fools, shenanigans, whatever they were doing.
Yeah, 100%. Sparkle really felt like...
She just was there.
Agree. Sparkle was the most, like, underutilized, baffling, and kind of pointless part of Penacony.
That? I mean, she had her...
What was she even there for? Ooh.
She was there to basically save Firefly, because,
No, I get that, I'm just saying, like,
I guess why her specifically, or what was she doing there in the first place, I guess?
Kinda, yeah, more just along the lines of, like...
Yeah, you know, but you know who fits more in that role? Fucking Sampo! Why was Sampo there? And why was he only there for one quest? Why was he only there for a companion quest?
Oh my god, when they were talking about, like, my brain went wild when Sampo turned up, because they were talking about Sam being a member of the, Stellaron Hunters. And I was like, well, I didn't know Sam was a giant robot at that point, right? It was just like,
yeah, people were speculating about Sam and Sampo.
Yeah. And then he shows up, and I'm like, oh my god, you were a Stellaron Hunter this whole time? That makes so much sense. And then, no, he was just a reuse model, basically.
Yeah, no, I just fucking I fucking love Sampo. I hate how they bamboozled us in, like, early 2.0 with Sparkle. I fucking hated it. And then when we got to see him in... Technically, it was Sparkle's quest, but it was more so Black Swan and Sampo going on a little adventure, which I actually kind of liked. Yeah, I know he went there to get his mask back, but like I also want to know more about that, you know? I just want to know more Masked Fool's lore. Listen, I am manifesting it. It's coming soon. But
well, now that they've opened the gates to adding more paths, that means that eventually there's a possibility that like Elation and all of these other paths will get added as well.
If Sampo is not going to be the first Elation 5-star, I swear to God.
True form Sampo.
Dude. I am manifesting Emanator Sampo, but like morning actor Emanator Sampo.
Maybe not an animator, but certainly like a 5-star Elation character.
He definitely has potential for being an Emanator, I think. Oops,
I think so too. Just based on the fact that he's so popular, right?
Yeah, that, and like I don't know, Sampo is that kind of like cryptic fucker of like, listen, like my friend and I have like the ongoing theory that because AHA is just such a fucking little shit, I love them and also hate them. And they turn literally like they have no criteria for their emanators, right? So my friend and I have the ongoing theory that Sampo definitely has the potential to be an emanator, but not because he actually like represents the values of the Elation a lot, but just because AHA wants to fuck with him. Because Sampo himself is actually not a bad guy. He's actually a pretty decent guy. But you know, that's like the kind of person that you would want to fuck with the most. The ones that are that good at just acting and acting like they're like all scummy.
Yeah, it would be interesting. Like this, Honkai's just in a really good position where like the way that they've set things up and there's just so much they can do with that story, and
For sure.
it feels just like a lot more flexible in what they can do.
Yeah.
Than like the way they structured Genshin from the start, like basically railroaded them onto a certain ongoing quest line that they just endlessly teased and teased and teased. The whole find your brother, find your sister thing.
I mean, to be fair, like at this point, that is not the main goal anymore.
Yeah,
like
I got off the Genshin train a while ago.
That's
like,
fair.
Gameplay wise and story wise, like that it's just not for me. I
that's
feel
fair.
Like my time was being respected.
That's fair, but like yeah, like now, I feel like after, like for a while, the main point of the story has long since stopped being just find your sibling. Like now it's more so
because that was really starting to drag on. Where you would get like Dainsliff just popping up between every major region. You would get one Dainsliff quest, and it would be like, "Ooh, you are now 5% closer to finding a sibling and figuring out what's going on. See me in 6 months' time, and I'll drip feed you another little bit, like another nugget." And I'm like,
yeah, like it is. It is. I feel like it is still a goal, of course. Like every time we go a new place, we do ask about our sibling. Which is, I think, is totally fair.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad hearing that, because like, it just wasn't an engaging story point to me. So the
that's
fact
fair.
That they're still on it, like, if people are invested, good. Like the game's clearly going on a long burn, like a long haul ride with that. But like, I think I would have been very mad by now if I was still playing that game and they were still dragging out that story.
Yeah, like it is still a part.
End of Inazuma, and I think that was a good place for me to get off.
I mean, honestly, that's kind of when we like Sumeru is kind of when things start really picking up, because that's where we're getting like a lot, like really like Sumeru was I think the first time we got like the really heavy lore drops. And like now, of course, like we still ask about our sibling anytime we meet like a new person that could be important, which makes sense. But in general, it's just like get to the end of this journey and figure out what the fuck is going on with everything. Like figure out the truth of the world, basically. And the sibling is just like so heavily connected to that whole thing.
And I guess that also kind of, because I just kind of didn't really care about that world, to be honest. Like
fair.
The thing I like about Honkai is that it's like just a more simple adventure story. It's literally about trailblazing, right? And it's more of like a classical like hero's tale of like we don't know where we're going next. Anything could be around the next corner, and it's just a lot more like I just much more enjoy spending time in that world and being along for that ride than in Genshin, where I feel like I'm being constantly pulled around by plot threads that I just genuinely didn't interest me from the start. So
that's fair. That's kind of
a different kind of story.
Yeah, it's definitely different. Like, and that's kind of what was actually bugging me about HSR at first, is that everything felt so disconnected at first, especially because you're traveling from planet to planet. In Genshin, for example, like whether like the overarching plot aside, Genshin has the advantage that that is just one big continent. So when it comes to character interactions, when it comes to character interactions, like it is way easier for them to do that, because like you can just travel from one nation to the other. In HSR, it's a little more difficult, and everything feels more disconnected. That's why I liked it.
It has the benefits of being an open world game as well, where like you can see Dragon Spine from Mondstadt, and like you start the game, and you're like, oh, I wonder what's over there, and then they add it in, and you get to climb it, and it's cool.
And like in Genshin, like we frequently have characters from other nations just popping up, and we have like characters from Natlan interacting with Mondstadt characters, or Sumeru and Fontaine, and like there's more potential, or more. It's easier. And as someone who is very like my focus when playing any game is like character interactions. Like I don't need a good story. I don't need a great story. I just need well-written character dynamics and characters. Which is also why I don't mind, like I'm also like a story over storytelling person. So that's, I guess, another advantage for me. And like HSR, I think, has been going in a direction where I think they're trying to branch out more. Definitely. Like we've had little instances here and there, I think. I'm trying to think now. I mean, like some characters that just travel all across space, like the guys like Bootle, Rappa, that you can just see anywhere. We have Sampo, who just apparently who might as well move to Bellabog at this point. We have the Luafu with Luca and some other Bellabog characters being there. So they're definitely starting to branch out. But yeah, before it felt really disconnected to me.
Yeah, I get that. I like that kind of storytelling more. I'm the complete opposite. Like, little character moments are nice, but for me, I need that big narrative hook.
Fair.
So, good on them, I guess, for going very different directions.
Definitely, yeah. Honestly, I think all Hoyo games have in a way they're similar, but they each have their own charm. Genshin is the open world, it has this big overarching plot that kind of ties everything together. Oh, that's you, Piggy. HSR is more, I guess. I'm disconnected is not the exact word that I want to use, but I guess you know what I mean.
Episodic.
Yeah, more so. Although they're starting to establish something bigger, slowly but surely. ZZZ right now, I mean, it's still very new, but there's an overarching plot, but it's kind of more.
ZZZ wasn't for me. Out the gate. That is all gameplay. I thought the story and the characters were interesting enough to learn more about them, but I got very tired very quickly of kind of the limitations of that game, because that game is basically just one thing over and over and over again in terms of gameplay.
That's fair. That's fair. I mean,
I was bored after about 10 hours, and if that's the case in a gacha game that wants you to play for 1,000 hours, it's not a good start.
That's fair. I was never a gameplay person anyway. I don't care about gameplay unless I genuinely just cannot there's rare cases when I just cannot stand it, but that usually doesn't stop me from enjoying the story. ZZZ, I stopped playing at I started playing around launch time. Chapters 1 and 2 weren't my thing. Then I dropped it, and then starting from 1.4 onwards, my friend introduced me to Lighter and Lighter on Wise and Hugo in particular. So I came back and I caught up, and now I'm into the story because 1.6 and 1.7 have just been so good, and listen, if there's one thing that can get me into a game, it's well-written characters and gay people. And it just worked, and now I'm here, and now I'm stuck. I still think out of the 3 games, it's the one that I'm the least invested in, for sure. But in terms of characters, I love them.
Yeah, I think the thing for me is I'm really, if I'm being honest with myself, I kind of only really have bandwidth in my life for a single gacha at a time.
Fair.
So I had to be a bit picky a little bit. Because if I played too many of them, I would just stop playing all of them.
Yeah, makes sense.
And even Honkai I take big breaks from. And it's way easier to catch up in Honkai than it is in Genshin. When you I fell behind a bit when Inazuma came out, and I came back to that game, and 50 hours of grinding away at Inazuma, I felt like I was 10% of the way through it, and I'm like, oh my god, I think this is a game that wants me to play it like an MMO where I log in and I spend a couple of hours into it, damn near every day.
I mean, not really, honestly.
Genshin is a lot of content.
I mean, to be fair, if you're, if you're behind on the story, sure, there is, there is, the quests, to, catch up on, but, in general, I mean, that's the thing about, that's, the advantage is that, if you want to actually catch up, you have all the time in the world. The disadvantage with Genshin, of course, the main thing is, when it comes to events and stuff, which they really gotta get going to, and, they've said that they are working on it, and I feel definitely, they should, with Not Cry coming out, definitely it's, now is the time to introduce, replayable events and stuff, because of things FOMO and stuff.
This is stuff I really Honkai. And when I say that, like, I feel like Genshin doesn't respect my time enough, it's a lot of things like this, where... And part of it is that, like, Genshin characters, like... Honkai throws a lot of characters at you, and they throw a lot of roles at you, because you need a big roster to play a game like that. With Genshin, that's less true. So in Honkai, you'll spend 5 minutes a day doing your dailies. In Genshin, it's like 30 minutes to do your dailies. It used to be.
Okay, I will say that is not true. I will say that it used to be.
Yeah.
Like now, you pretty much can just like condense your resin and boom, you've done your dailies. Like now,
that is better. That's a lot better.
Yeah, like now you spend like you can do commissions, but you can also just spend your resin, and that counts. And then it tracks. So you basically collect like points in a way. That if you happen to, you know, basically like you do your dailies for 1 day, and any excess that, you know, normally would be counted is saved. And when you log in, you know, like days later or something, and you spend resin, then it just uses up those points and gives you, gives you the rewards, basically.
It's a lot better.
Yeah, so you don't actually need to do much of anything.
It's good, because, like, when I was playing, there was just so many things that were just, like, daily irritations. I guess it's because, at the core, it's not really a mobile game. It is like you sit down at your PC or the console and you log in and you do your MMO dailies. It is like a mini MMO in a lot of ways, and it kind of is. It kind of is, because especially again when I was playing, I couldn't even imagine sitting on my lunch break at work, booting up Genshin on my mobile and doing my daily quests. That would have been horrible. I
mean, here's the thing, right? Like that's I wouldn't say that's MMO thing. That's just a gacha thing.
Well, in most other gachas, you can do that. I think I wanted Genshin to be more of like my handheld toilet, like the gacha I boot up when I'm like taking a long poo, and I like do a little stuff on and then I log off. Genshin wasn't really like that. It was closer to something like Final Fantasy XIV than it was to Fate Grand Order, right? Where Honkai Star Rail is much more of a traditional mobile gacha game, but keeping all of that extra production value. And I think at the end of the day, I wanted a more traditional phone gacha game. And like I already play World of Warcraft, right? If there's one game that's getting me to log in every day and do my daily quests, grind my reps, and all of this stuff, it's I just found myself not having the time or bandwidth or patience really for what Genshin was asking me to do, and especially because I would log out with so little in my pocket for the time I'd spend. You know, like getting 180 rolls in Genshin for free just takes you so long. Where Honkai,
I guess
you're pulling every other banner you're hitting your guaranteed, like every other banner.
I mean,
like,
to be fair,
year, right?
I mean, to be fair, like there's also there you got like when it comes to like pulling and currency and stuff, you also gotta take like into consideration that HSR also releases a lot more characters than Genshin does, especially 5 stars.
Yeah, 100%. I did touch on that before. It's a different type of game because it's a strategy game which has like units, and you need a lot of different units. It has
heavy power creep in comparison to Genshin. Like with Genshin, you can easily use like old units to clear endgame content. In HSR, you're gonna have a little bit of trouble unless you're like hyper investing. Unless like every
does not hit the same way it used to.
Unless your characters have like hyper investment, and by hyper investment I mean unless you have a shit ton of relic luck, just forget it basically.
100%. Big valid criticism of Honkai.
Yeah,
again, that falls because I see a lot of Fate Grand Order DNA in Honkai. It's like the exact same problem from that game. And I guess like Grand Blue, right, is another one of these like turn-based, pick 4 characters, build a team, kind of combat style games. Yeah, the power creep is always a problem, just because the numbers need to keep going up.
Yeah.
I guess in a more tactile combat game like Genshin and ZZZ, they can probably keep a tighter rein on that.
Yeah, and also Vestars too. I haven't been like I've barely been reading chat. I apologize. Hold on. I want to catch up real quick because
Yeah,
I am acknowledging you guys. I just haven't been responding much. And Vestars, yeah. Like when it comes to like farming and stuff, ZZZ farming, for example, it's not hard. I agree, but it takes time. I think out of all Hoyo games, ZZZ farming takes the most time, for sure.
Yeah.
Especially like if you're not already, if you don't already have like well invested teams, it takes a solid fucking minute, and it is the most annoying for me by far. Personally.
Yeah, that's just not for me. Again,
Yeah.
it's not the kind of game I'm looking for.
Yeah, it's fair.
Which isn't a criticism, you know, because saying this isn't the kind of game I'm looking for is not saying I think this game is bad. It's
dude, the amount of people who don't get this concept, my god. The amount of people who cannot understand the difference between those phrases. Like, just saying, that's not for me, and this sucks. Dude, I've talked about that a lot of times, especially when, you know, talking about Hoyo games, because I, like, by these people's definition, I would absolutely be a Hoyo shill, and at this point, I wear, it's a badge of honor. Because, like, dude, people don't understand that you can just not like a game, but that doesn't mean the game is bad. It just means you have different preferences.
Yeah.
Ah, dear goodness.
Especially because like there is quite a lot to criticize as well, so like it's important
for
to
sure
draw those distinctions.
For sure, but there's a difference between saying like this game has problems. For example, this thing that I didn't like that I think they could improve on, and saying this game sucks because they do this wrong, they do this wrong, and they do this wrong. You know, it's all about the way how you say it. And if you see, that's my take on like criticism and stuff. If you actually want to criticize something and you want your criticism to be acknowledged, then you're not gonna phrase it in a way that makes people feel like belittled or mocked or insulted. You're gonna be respectful about it. That's kind of the point of criticism.
Yeah. It also brushes up against, like, because obviously there's an awful lot of fandom space around all of these games.
For sure.
And it does tend to be kind of a recurring friction between people who get really, really invested into their scrunglies and feeling like a sense of obligation to defend and like reactionary impulses of like, oh,
yeah.
What? Wait, you're saying, but all of my time and all of my emotions that I pour into this thing, I'm tying it to your opinion, and I have to, I'm getting defensive now and stuff like that, and you know, it's just like a never-ending cycle of like, this will always happen with properties that, especially young people who are just starting to dip their pool into the endless churn of fandom discourse that repeats every 5 years as new babies are old enough to start being fans and joining fandoms. Like that, Genshin's gone through, and all of Hoyo stuff have gone through that cycle big time, right? This is all the same stuff that was happening with like Steven Universe 10 years prior.
Ah, yes. Yeah, it's definitely like I say that definitely Genshin and just Hoyo games being people's first gacha games has it's not been a good thing in my opinion, especially because you have, on the one hand, it's good, you know, you get to get people's perspectives, people who aren't used to it, and you know, like for games to take criticism and ideas from there, but people who don't understand how gachas work, they treat these games like, you know, they treat these games like main games, and they have to, there needs to be, I need to be able to play this game every day without fail and enjoy myself for hours on end. Where I'm like, that's not how the genre works.
Even MMOs struggle with that. Like, Final Fantasy XIV has found a lot of success for itself by saying, hey, it's okay if you log off and take a break for 2-3 months, you know? We'll be here when you get back, there'll be new content. You're not going to lose out on anything. Because back in the day, you know, like 2010 era MMOs, it was a case of like, how do we keep our players logging in and playing our game every single day, hours a day, right? Because if we don't make them do that, they're gonna stop subbing. So it is a kind of game philosophy that has stuck around for a long time, of like the endless content churn and daily grinds.
I love it. It's like storytelling in HSR. Of course, it needs improvement, especially in 3.0 and 1, but the story is still good. I see the same people still hating on 3.3, despite the flow there was so much better. Dude, yeah, I've seen one video of no.
Really?
I'm gonna keep it spoiler free.
Like the first. Please do, yes, because I've literally just got time for it.
Yeah, for sure. I'm gonna keep it spoiler free.
If people are saying that like the early Amphoras was bad and it gets way better, I'm great because I'm loving it so far.
Dude, same. I actually loved 3.0 and 3.1. I would say I would give those. Whoops. I would give those stories like a between a 7.5 and an 8.5.
Yeah, I'd comfortably say a 7. It's always hard when you get to a new area. It is always hard. Like that. Like, what zone? What in a gacha game are you like within first hour? Like, oh, I fucking love it here, right? Like,
yeah,
it takes that legwork to get you invested.
Yeah, and for like Amphorius, the pacing definitely has gotten a lot better. Even since 3.0 and 3.1, 3.3, I think the pacing was pretty good. Except for like some parts that I feel like could have been shortened. And there people definitely give the excuse of like, well, you can skip these parts now because they do actually give you the chance to skip certain, not areas, but like dialogue. Where I'm like, I guess, but you know, if they could have made the options still, you know, a little more concise, a little more appealing, I guess. And I say that even as someone who enjoys slow burn. But, yeah, no, it's been good. Like, it's been pretty damn good. And I saw some people, I saw one person, I forgot what the creator's name exactly was, but someone who is commonly known for not liking Hoyo games, who, made like a little, I guess, joke video or whatever, talking about, making fun of like the quest and the storytelling, which, you know, is typical like, you have static, like, character dialogue, you know, characters just standing there, all static, and then you have a black screen telling what happened, and then the black screen fades out, you know, that kind of stuff.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, and they did that for 3.3, where I'm like, they did that for 3.3, which I felt was like one of the like newer quests that, and chat, correct me if I'm wrong, 3.3 barely had any like excessive black screen. Like the main black screens we got were like things like in the meantime or a few days some time ago or whatnot. Like we didn't really have much black screen in 3.3. Sure, we had very little cutscenes. There were a couple of scenes that I feel like they could have at least given us CGs to, you know, make things hit harder. But the storytelling was very fucking good. You know, I actually felt that there were some things that they also just could have expanded a bit more on. Like some character dynamics. It was pretty damn good. Drago, welcome in. Yes, Deltarune tomorrow. Tomorrow? Not today? Wait, tomorrow? Wait, depending on what day it is, I guess. And Tava, welcome in. Only thing is the famous hand-to-chest move. The art was nice. Yeah, HSR definitely need... And that's, funnily enough, something in which Genshin actually does quite well. Is making even the non-animated cutscenes, you know, just the text box and characters talking. Genshin actually has done a pretty good job at making those scenes more animated by, you know, being more creative with character poses and stuff. So, funnily enough, that's something where Genshin has been picking it up. My god, can you all stop attacking? Can you stop? Can you stop? Can you stop?
Yeah, this isn't, I'm old enough to remember when every gacha game was just a visual novel that you could pay money for.
Literally,
you
and
dump unlimited money into. Like, the Hoyo games are already a huge step up in quality over the Grand Blues and Fake Grand Orders of the world. Like, as they should be, to be fair, because the amount of money they bring in, like, you should expect a level of quality that is significantly higher than like a 5-team gacha game based on a niche property, right?
Yeah, and you know, that's also where that's also where my previous thing of, you know, new gacha players comes in, is like many of these people don't realize how gacha games most of the time how they work. Like, gacha games, more like the vast majority of the time, are just animated visual novels. And in that aspect, I treat Hoyo games the exact same. Every Hoyo game to me is an animated visual novel, and everything else is bonus. Of course, like this, like the dialogue itself can be polished, of course. But like the thing about like characters just standing there talking, like that's just a visual novel. That's just what it is. And personally, I don't mind that. I get why people might, but that's just every gacha game.
I get it too. It is because people will come from playing games on their PS4, right? Like I played Genshin on my PS4. I played, I also played Persona 5 on my PS4. Like, why are these? I see Genshin Impact has made 10 times more money than Persona 5. So like, why isn't it? Like, why is the quality not there? Well, you know, like I mean, there is validness to that. I think there's.
Of course,
it is valid to expect more. I think they don't invest as much as they could.
Definitely. It is like to an extent.
But they also have to run on old iPhones as well.
Exactly, to an extent.
Especially in China, most people are playing these games on phones.
Yeah, like to an extent, it's also important. Like, of course, they have the money to do a lot of stuff. To an extent, I will also say that they are like claiming that Hoyoverse or the devs and whatnot aren't already working hard. It's just like that's just not true, because they are just working on. They're working on keeping these games working on all like platforms, on mobile, on console, on PC. They are, like Hoyoverse, I think, like, and correct me if I'm wrong, but like Hoyoverse does a lot of like events outside of the game, like offline events. They sponsor a lot of stuff, sponsor a lot of fan projects and stuff. So in that aspect, they are doing a lot. That said, of course, they could invest, like they can and definitely should invest more in, like animations and whatnot. Like right now, they're just like, they're doing a lot just in other areas that people also just don't see.
Yeah.
And Drago,
well,
yes.
The other thing is that when Genshin became a global phenomenon and like $1 billion video game, I think most of what they use that money on is massively expanding their development team so they can make Honkai and have a whole team working on that, and ZZZ and have a whole team working on that.
Yeah.
So it's I imagine a lot of Genshin's money hasn't always gone into Genshin; it's gone into other projects. And
of course, and same with the other games. Like it's always like in the end, it all goes just into the company, and they use it however they see fit. Sven, shut up about shut up. I'm gonna real quick. Wait, actually, wait. I forgot I can mute on Discord.
Yeah, I've got push to talk, push to mute on.
Yeah. Real quick. Sven, shut up. I'm just kidding. I am actually gonna play Reverse pretty soon. I just need to free up my schedule a little bit more. Drago, yes, I will play P5 P5X. I will when it releases. I need to like do a hot key or something for push to mute. I should probably do that. All right. I need to like get like a key, or I need to do get like a keyline for push to mute, because okay, quick question actually.
Yes.
When you play this game, do you
Minecraft or
Minecraft? Yeah. Does it also like always minimize whenever you switch tabs?
Yeah.
It is so fucking annoying.
I had to check that. Let's have a look. Video settings.
Yeah, I checked. I can't see anything like turn it off.
Borderless. You want to find borderless here. Oh, it is borderless. So basically, what you do
there is?
Do you have two screens?
Yeah.
Okay, so hit escape and then drag your mouse onto your second screen.
Yeah.
When you click it will minimize, but it means you don't have to alt tab. Hopefully that will reduce friction a little bit.
Yeah, no, it's just the minimizing thing that annoys me.
Oh right. Unfortunately, yeah, I don't think that's.
Yeah, that's. Oops, whoops! I just did it again. Yeah, it's very annoying.
Yeah, me too.
But yeah, dude. Speaking of like gacha in general, I cannot wait to play P5X when it releases.
Yeah, tell me about that.
Dude,
They were making a Persona gacha.
Yeah. It's been released for a while in I think just like on the other side of the globe. I think CN and Japan and whatnot. I'm not sure. And they're releasing. I think it's
Japanese gacha games will be out for a year or two, and then we get the version that comes 2 years later. That
exactly,
like
and then they're like always a little behind.
Yeah.
Which, to be fair, I actually like because that means I can predict what's coming next. Unless like collabs.
There are upsides and downsides to it. The upside is that you get to plan your spending incredibly precisely.
Yeah.
You know exactly what character banners is going to be when, so you can save and spend with complete confidence. The downside, of course, is that spoilers really get out there and around.
I don't mind that. I started gachas with Bandori, which always had the JP and global server, so I never minded it. And sometimes they do go off schedule. Sometimes they do mess around a little bit. But yeah, it's I forgot when exactly it's coming out. I think it's June 26th, so like sometime this month.
And you say it's P5?
Yeah, it's P5. It's P5 with the P5, some of the P5 cast and original characters that I have steered clear of so far. The only the only P5 exclusive character that I know is Wonder, because when they first teased the game, everyone was like just like bashing on Wonder for the the art of them and Joker and being like, we're like, who's this Akechi wannabe? We're like, you had even people who hated the ship and or who hated Akechi were like, yeah, no, you're like, no, like that like you are that is not your spot. It's so fun. Oh. Like that was actually so funny, and I'm probably gonna like Wonder. But the way that people, like, no matter whether you like the game or not, whether you like the characters or the ship or not, everyone was like, no, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah, Persona's a franchise that, like, I mean, I loved Persona 4. Back when I dropped out of uni, in my early 20s, I fell into the worst mental health I was ever in my life. And I went to shut in for 2 years, from like the age of 19 to 21-ish. And I played Persona 4 Golden on my PlayStation Vita over the course of 3 days without leaving my bed to do other than to get food and sleep, to go to the toilet. Obviously, I slept in the bed as well. And I beat the whole game in 3 days, which that's a long game. So I was basically playing 18 hours a day, and that was a life-changing experience. Like, the game was so good, little bit life-affirming. Got myself out of the bed, and I was like, God damn, I need to do something about this. Yeah, and I think the problem is for me now is that when I play other Persona games, they're not going to be that, and I'm not going to be in that mindset ever again, thankfully, because I already hit my bottom, and it's all up from there. Yeah, I don't know, like, I never even finished P5, even though I did like it. The Persona games are just so long.
Yeah, P5.
They're so long, and I went to ADD and I kind of lost interest, and I started playing something else. And then 2 months had passed without me turning the game on. And I was like, oh damn, I can't really get back to this now, can I?
I mean, you always get like P5, or in particular P5 Royal, especially, of course. Like one of my all-time favorite games. So I played the original. I played P5 Royal twice. New game, like just game and new game plus. I watched so many people play it. It was also my first Persona game. I played P4 on stream actually.
First Persona game.
And yeah. And I like Persona 4. And if there is a P4 remake in the making, then I'm probably gonna at least play it in my own time, maybe.
Yeah, I'll have to play that.
I will say that for the remake, I do hope they touch up on some of the humor, because some of the jokes in that game were atrocious. They were so annoying.
That Atlas of that era was so bad. was like every single game they put out had something homophobic in it. Like,
Homophobic, fatphobic.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. 100%.
Like, Hana, what was her name?
Catherine
Hanako?
was the worst. You know about Catherine from that era?
Catherine?
Catherine was the PlayStation 3 platforming puzzle game.
Yeah. I know.
Panic trans woman character.
Oh yeah, like Erika. Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually quite. Catherine is a weird game, but I actually kind of like it.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing with Atlas is like even when they're being like weird, they're still making good stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like Persona 4 definitely has some very outdated humor in it. It's still a wonderful game, you know. But no, I kind of I agree. But Japan tends to be very they tend not to take things out like that. I've noticed they just leave stuff like that in, and it's like, well, it is what it is. We're remaking it, you know.
Well, I think they did actually take out.
They take some stuff out from P3.
I think for P5, didn't they take out like those like gay guys?
Oh, I have no idea.
That were like really there's like a scene in two scenes or two characters that are like the most stereotypical like queer. I don't know. I think they're not just like I think they're drag or something.
Yeah. I vaguely remember this in P5.
Yeah, like the biggest stereotype you can imagine walking around, and they were like being very pushy and very like kind of like weirdly coercive and whatnot towards towards Ryuji, which was kind of weird. And in P4, fucking Yosuke. And I mean, to be fair, like Yosuke's only fault wasn't even like that he was kind of like a little homophobic. It was just that he didn't get his romance route, which could have fixed that. So instead of being a bi king in denial, he was just an ass. And like Naoto's whole thing, which is not that I think Naoto's character or an arc was written badly. It's just that I don't like that trope in general. You know, I think that trope is just like you didn't actually want to be a boy or a girl, you just weren't comfortable in your own skin, which is like, yeah, that happens, but...
Well, they're not trying to tell stories from a point of LGBT sensitivity.
Yeah, of course.
From a straight perspective. Like, this is, yeah, it's just a mindset of, like, very heteronormative developers and stuff that want to kind of touch on social issues, but they're just coming at it from a completely different perspective from most of their player base, which most of their player base being very queer over the years. Even back in the days of, like, PS2, Persona 4, like...
I mean, didn't P1 or even P1 or P2, like, one of those, have, like a canon gay pairing, or just canon gay characters with,
Possibly, but
I think it was,
be surprised, to be honest. Like, I think this is something that can happen now, but if you understand, like, the sensitivities that, like, Japanese game and anime development has been under for so long... Like,
yeah, but, like, I mean, you know...
It's more about catering to an audience than it is about telling a story.
Yeah, which sucks.
Especially back in that era, right? Like, yeah, you can really see a lot of like very direct queer baiting in like mid 2000s, early 2010s.
Yeah, and to be fair, like I think like
Japanese
queer baiting.
media.
Well, I mean, like queer. I mean, I guess it all depends on like your definition of queer baiting, because some people have different definitions for that.
Over time. And it has changed over time.
Yeah, I think like queer. What's like what some people call queer baiting, I consider just queer coding. You know, like just because it's not explicit doesn't inherently have to mean anything. It all depends. It all depends.
It depends. Yeah, it depends.
Yeah.
Like in that era, these are markets that were wanted to be tapped into without actually alienating what was seen as the core audience.
Yeah, they were kind of just like they were just like afraid to go on.
Yes, a little bit, but also you can just really tell when games are written by straight people.
Oh yeah.
And when they're written by queer people, you can completely tell it's the difference between like something like Persona 4 and I don't know, Undertale, right? Like yeah, it's tough because a lot of the time you just will never know a writer's true heart, but you can always make very reasonably informed guesses. And of that era, things like P4, for example, I mean, those writers weren't putting gay things into the story intentionally. Even if they wanted to, I highly doubt they'd be able to.
I mean, the thing with P4 is that, like, you know, like, I think, you know, like, going through the characters, I think most of them are actually pretty fine. You know, Kanji's whole thing, I think, was fine.
Yeah, that was their take on a progressive story at that time. That was the intended story, was Kanji being into girly stuff and his feelings about that. That's told through. You can tell how that is even viewed for a straight perspective of, like, this is what we think it is to be a girly boy, right?
And even then, like Kanji
sewing,
still,
right?
like, I still consider Kanji to be pretty decent, like, bi/pan representation, because
it was okay for the time. It was okay for the time.
Because, like, he's always expressed, like, a little bit of interest in guys. Like, not straight up, like, he wasn't gay, but there's always been, like, you know, like, curiosity there.
Yeah.
And, you know...
Especially with, like, a modern perspective on that, right? Like, looking at it from a lens of 2020s, it's like, okay, this is how we can see it now. But the intentions back then were to... Well, it was a progressive... Like, that was their take on, like, a progressive story for the mid-2000s, right?
And, like...
And a progressive male character.
Like, we had Yosuke, who, like, would have been the ideal example of internalized homophobia if they hadn't cut out his romance route. Like, if they... Like, Yosuke's character... I do agree that Yosuke's character was definitely written with that option in mind, because it was such a, like, setup. They could have perfectly set it up to, like, you know, this guy, like, who you know, hasn't come into a lot of contact with that side of himself and just that side of society in general, has, like, a little bit of internalized homophobia, realizes that maybe, you know, like, things aren't that weird after all, and, you know, like a romantic route would definitely have given him a lot of character development.
Yeah. It's also possible, you gotta think that of that time, that's... I could see a world where they put a story like that into the game and it ends up going the same way Naruto's does, where it's just like, you know what, I'm glad I went on this journey of self-discovery, but actually I was just a little bit confused. Because, you know, again, it's those Eastern perspectives of the mid-2000s, right?
And I mean, it's just like the way that, like, it's, I mean, like Naoto's trope is a pretty common one that you also see, like, in other games. Like, the first example that comes to mind is Chihiro in Danganronpa, which is, like, the idea of, like, the motivations were a little different, but in the end, it was, like, the idea of, you know, like, at first it seems like, hey, this character could be, you know, trans or beyond the binary of some sort, and then it boils down to just, nah, they just didn't have a lot of self-confidence. And, you know, like, nowadays especially, that's a very unpleasant trope, because that's still a very common argument people use.
Yeah. And again, it's from the perspective of femboy characters have always sold well. have always been marketable and sold well. In games with large casts, you know, they want to hit certain checkboxes and stuff. So that's how you get those kind of characters, where it's like, well, you know, this is a popular tag. Let's see if we can get it into the story. Right?
Yeah, and
but
it's like
nobody on our team actually likes this stuff or believes in it, so we're just gonna write it from our perspective.
Yeah, that's why I like, on the topic of, you know, that kind of, like, representation of, you know, like, femboys or trans people or, you know, anything of the sort, you know, because, like, especially in fictional media, that kind of gets, like, mixed up a lot. That is why I need to spread my regularly scheduled Windbreaker propaganda. Because Windbreaker...
I need to watch Windbreaker.
Windbreaker is one of the, like, few series that I've seen that actually does a very well job at queer representation, because it's like, it's just very realistic.
Cool.
Like,
that seems really nice.
If you've seen or heard or seen of Tsubaki.
Yeah. No, I know
Yeah.
what we're talking about.
Yeah.
In fact, I think his first scenes are now starting to be in the anime.
Yeah.
Season 2.
They introduced them like this season, pretty
Yeah.
much. And like Tsubaki is a great example of a character that kind of what they like going back to before, kind of like what Kanji could have been, you know, a gay guy that just embraces femininity to like a greater, like a bigger extent.
Yeah.
The thing
It's
is also
definitely
like
a more modern understanding of gender performance.
for sure, yeah, the author definitely does have a good understanding of these kinds of issues, which I appreciate. God, I fucking love Windbreaker. It's so good.
Yeah, I think I'm. That's on Crunchyroll. I think I'm actually. You know what? I'll start watching that tonight. When I get to bed, I'll put some of that on. Yeah.
Heads up that because I always say this like every time I recommend this series, because many people going into Windbreaker I think had the misconception that it was going to be a very like action focused show and a lot of fighting. Windbreaker is a very character driven story. The fighting is kind of just like a bonus. There's a lot of like slice of life aspects, a lot of, you know, like here and there like downtime for character development. Which personally I love. I feel like I'm not the biggest action fan.
Freeman style.
So maybe I haven't actually seen Freerun, but like
it's very similar.
Yeah, like for me, I'm not the biggest action person. So Windbreaker has like that ideal ratio of slice of life and, you know, drama, and you know, like cool, fast-paced fight scenes that are sort of realistic, you know, in like the anime way, as in all of these kids should have died 5 times over within a single fight. But anime bones.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's very good, and yeah, in terms of like representation, the author does a very good job at you know, like just giving us a little bit of everything.
Oh yeah, no, I'll definitely check that out. It also just seems good. Like I've seen clips from. Like,
it is very good.
That I'm like, oh, this is just nice, but. No, I mean, so have you seen much about the Anime Awards debacle of solo leveling versus Freerun?
I have not actually.
This is what the straight men are talking about.
yeah, no, I have heard that like the Anime Awards this year were pretty much just like popular battle shonen. This is what straight people, mostly straight guys, like. And so like,
it boiled down to this massive like. It basically was solo leveling and Freerun competing for most major categories.
Yeah.
But the conversation that like surrounds it is just really interesting because solo leveling is like Coco Melon for straight boys, right?
Oh.
Like it is. It is so simple. It is so just like it's like food porn. But like an anime version, for like, you know what I mean? Like it's just it's giving the people what they want, right? And it's well made. Don't get me wrong, it's well made, and it is refreshing in some of the ways that it is different, just purely by the fact that it's a Korean story and not a Japanese story, right?
Yeah.
The fact that the main character is like 27, you know, already sets it apart from so many. Japanese stories where a series that big would have to have a teenage lead. The publishers would demand it, right?
If you want a good show with adult protagonists, watch Tiger and Bunny. Anyway, carry on.
No, but but at the end of the day, it is just like cool man, too strong to lose, looks cool, stands cool
like a power fantasy kind of thing.
It's super power fantasy, you know. It's as basic as it gets. Where Freerun is like the modern anime masterpiece, right? Like it is probably outside of Ghibli films the best, like one of the most wonderful, lovely stories ever told in that format. You know, it puts. All of my favorite Western animations to shame, things like Avatar, right? Like that I deeply, deeply love and cherish. It's just, it really is just that next step. And most people get that, but some people need their cocoa melon.
Yeah.
And they can't even engage in the discussion. You get people talking about themes, right? To people who are like, yeah, but I watched the first 4 episodes and there wasn't a fight scene.
Yeah, dude, it's like, God, media literacy. Whoo.
Yeah, it literally reminds me of high school English classes. Of like, well, what if the author just wanted the curtains to be red?
Yeah, and like sometimes that can be true, but other times you know, maybe there is a reason why the curtains are red. You know, it's like people go usually like either one extreme, like teachers tend to go one extreme and these people go the other.
True. Yeah, no, it is true. Teachers do go to the other extreme though. I remember reading When an Inspector Calls, which is this British detective story. And we were talking about the inspector is called Inspector Goole. Spelled, I believe, Goole. And the substitute Goole. So like Goole.
Oh.
Yeah, so the teacher it was a substitute English teacher, and she had up on the board like 6 or 7 different interpretations of like double entendres of what the name could mean. And even to my eyes, it was like, it's Goole.
Jeez.
He comes to the house in the middle of the night, and he interrogates his family like a Christmas. What was it called? Like the Scrooge story. Fuck, I can't even think of the name of it.
I forgot.
Yeah, and then he leaves in the morning. He's the ghost, right? Like he's the ghost of Christmas past. But like some of these things on the whiteboard were ridiculous. Like, the one that always stuck with me is there's a small fishing town in England called Goole, right? Spelled the exact same way. And this substitute English teacher was like, so like, what if it was like Goole, the small fishing town, because he's fishing for the truth?
Oh dear.
It was one of the biggest arguments I ever had with a teacher in school, because like she's literally just reading off the like she's a substitute English teacher,
dude.
Like, she was like 21, you know, really new teacher.
Oh.
She is reading directly from the literature, right? She's like looking at it. And it clearly is like an absolutely ridiculous thing to say, right? Because he's fishing for the truth.
Yeah.
But I just remember her being like, well, I have to say it, it's in the thingy. Like, won't be that, be for real.
I had an English teacher like that, and the worst thing was he wasn't even a substitute. But this man turned to his little solutions book for everything. And like sometimes you had to really argue with him to accept your answer. I mean, to be fair, he also just wasn't good at his own fucking subject. Like anytime
English
you asked
teachers are such a mixed bunch. English teachers are a different breed. For real.
Like sometimes you'd ask him, like, dude, nearly every exam, at some point he just came to expect that whenever we got an exam back, I would call him over and like object to one of his like gradings when it comes to like grammar in particular, because this man could not explain for the life of him. When you asked him like, hey, why can't you say this thing like that? Why can't you say this sentence like that? He was like, you just don't say that. You just don't say that. He deducted points from a student for using they, them as a neutral pronoun.
Yeah.
And that student then, you know, called her sister, who was an English major, who was like, yeah, no, that's how we're learning it here as well. Like, that's how we use it here as well. And he was like, no, well, that's... Maybe that's like...
Textbook, gulp, this thing was written in 1972.
Maybe that's how they do it nowadays, here and there. But I'm like, okay, well, if they do it nowadays, if it is officially recognized grammar...
Old.
Dude...
Yeah, singular they has been around for a very long time.
Yeah, like, it's not even like a recent thing. It's not even a colloquial thing.
It didn't even start as a gendered thing. It was just when you're talking. Well, I guess in a way, yes, but it's the pronoun you use when you're talking about somebody of an unknown gender.
Yeah, literally.
Like a serial killer, for example, when you're hunting down a serial killer or a criminal, you don't know what gender that person is, so you say they, and that's been the case since the like the 17th century, I think.
Even earlier, I think like 1300s even.
I would have to look that up.
I seem to remember like definitely early.
Like 17 something.
Definitely hundreds of years, either way.
It has definitely been hundreds of years, yeah, hundreds of years. But this is I've definitely had this conversation with so many of my European friends of like explaining to them the singular they, like even
that's
back
because
in, like 2010 of like talking about like a new guild member who we've only spoken to in text. So I'll be like, oh yeah, and they said this, and my Norwegian friend would be like, they? And I'm like, well,
and that's like oftentimes.
Girl, so yeah, they.
Yeah, that's also just because like neutral pronouns usually don't exist in like, for example, in German.
A lot of
gender neutral pronouns just don't exist. We have like the only neutral pronoun we have is like the equivalent of it, and that I don't feel, it doesn't feel good calling someone that.
No, it doesn't. Yeah. It doesn't feel good. Yeah.
So, hello, buddy. Hello, friend.
Yeah, and plus you also, so many European languages, the Romance languages, where your fucking toaster's got a gender, right? Like, like Spanish and French.
And German. We have three. We have, like, we have female, male, and neutral. Or feminine, masculine, and neutral.
I feel like most people who speak these languages will agree that it's really ridiculous that inanimate objects have genders in their language, but I'm just really glad English doesn't have that, because I feel like I would have, like, really gotten into fights with my English teacher about how, like, silly that concept is.
Oh, yeah. No, I brought this boat here for nothing.
I was so combative at school. I was such a little shithead. Oh my god, religious studies? Oh, I drove my religious studies teacher insane.
Oh dear god.
The worst thing I ever did to that guy was get an A star in my GCSE religious studies, which was the highest grade you can get. Because I was picking fights with him every single week.
I realized it'd probably be faster if I just stuck each cow in a boat and then put them over, but no, they're swimming. They're swimming with me.
Are you breeding cows?
I'm just collecting everything for future farm.
No, that's perfect. I would love to, like, let's medieval barter system. I will trade you some material goods for a singular cow.
Yeah.
At some point.
Once I have enough cows to afford to, so I can let 2 go.
Yes. That would be excellent.
Where is the... Okay, there it is. We're getting there. Also, wow, it's already been 2 hours. Jesus.
Time flies in this game.
Sure do. Come on, get over here.
So, but yeah, I've been the reason I've been getting back into Honkai is because I'm starting work on Monday. I've got a new job, and this is my lunch break game.
Fair. Oh god, fair.
Yeah, I would always do my Honkai dailies on my lunch break.
Fair. Starro at this point, like, is just like my. Starro has like surprising. I didn't expect Starro to become. How? Why aren't you moving? How? Why are you not moving? How?
Is it your favorite? Hoyo? I feel like when I checked out your YouTube channel, you had more videos on Star Rail than any of the others.
Yeah, Star Rail is my on-stream game for sure. When it comes to story, I think HSR and Genshin are definitely like. I think ZZZ is like my least favorite. I guess.
Yeah.
Genshin,
it's the newest as well.
Yeah, and it's still good. It's still good. Genshin, I've just been like, Genshin was my first Hoyoverse game. And I'm very attached to the lore and everything, and just the characters themselves. And I kind of like swap back and forth between the Genshin and HSR brain rot, but they're.
You must have grown up playing that game. I'm thinking about it now. Like, how long's it been out? Like 5-6 years?
I mean, yeah, I joined in 2021, like for the like 1 year anniversary.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've been playing it for about 4 years.
That's cool.
And yeah, HSR I picked up with the launch. And I've been playing it since then. So I think I don't know, I like love them in different ways. Genshin, you know, like I've been playing it longer, so there's the nostalgia factor as well.
Yeah.
HSR, I don't know. They're both very dear to me. But Genshin I play in my off time more so. Because like Genshin, I don't know, Genshin, because it's such an big overarching plot and the lore goes so deep, I have to take my time to like process it by myself. So I can't like split my attention between that and, you know, being on stream. With HSR, it's a bit easier, where I can just like, you know, it's easier to voice my theories out loud. Because it's like more disconnected. Like with Amphorius, I can like, because it's like planet by planet, at least as of now, it's easier to, you know, come up with theories and think about stuff there. While with Genshin, it's like, you know, fucking Tivat as a whole, Irminsul, the Moon Sisters, the Sealies, region from 4 years ago, mythology reference from here and there, which like I would have to look it up, and like I don't keep up with everything. I don't have the brain capacity to remember all of that. Like, I'm caught up with the lore, but not to the extent that I can actually create theories based on it, if that makes sense. Bye-bye, Sven. Have a lovely day.
Yeah, the longer Hoyoverse runs, the more its interconnected universe, which I don't know if ZZZ is a part of.
I don't know, actually.
The Honkai Genshin universe.
Yeah, they're part of one big thing.
It really has begun to resemble the the branching Fate timelines, and the fact that we're getting the Fate collab soon in Star Rail, like it just makes total sense to me. Like I just know that those developers are fans of Fate because I mean,
sure,
it's such an influential media property, especially in the gacha space, but also just like for the last 20 years, right, of anime fandom. Yeah, I think it's the reason why I like Star Rail a lot, is because it does tell its story in very, very similar ways.
Fair.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love all those games. But like HSR is my on-stream game for story and stuff. Genshin, I decided to like, I'm gonna be reacting to like things like the live streams and stuff, because I'm still, you know, caught up with the lore and everything, so I can still talk on that. Where's my fucking boat? Where did I put my fucking boat? And yeah, ZZZ, like Genshin and ZZZ, I do like yapping streams and tier list streams and whatnot. But otherwise, those are like my offline games.
Yeah. Who is your number one scrungly in these games?
Okay. I can start with ZZZ. That's the easiest. ZZZ, Hugo, and Lighter. Yeah. Well, yeah. Hugo, okay. I'll say my top four, probably Hugo, Lighter, Lycon, and Vivian. Probably. HSR, too many.
Number one, you have to choose.
Number one, I mean, I guess the only character that I'm E6ing is Boothill, so I'm counting, I guess. I'm a Boothill main, so I'll say that. Otherwise,
so silly.
I fucking love him. I
really like
him. I love silly and also traumatized father figures.
Yeah.
His lore, I still demand an animation of his backstory. It would absolutely break me.
The only ray of light in that rapper event was that both of their backstories. Everything else, was such a drag.
I mean, hey, Rekka was there. Oh my god, it's a fucking party here. Jesus. I just ran to like fucking 3 creepers and 4 skeletons. But yeah.
Chicken jockey.
For HSR, like, Boothill aside, I'm just gonna rattle some of these down. It's mainly men. Number 1.
So I'm gonna when I was looking at your channel for the very first time,
Yeah.
which was reading the application form, the very first video of yours I opened, because I was like, oh, I know Honkai, I'll open this one. It was like a tier list of I think it was your favorite Honkai characters. And it was part 1 of part 2 or something like that.
Yeah.
And at the end of the video, there was literally every male character was an S and A, and every female character was in B and C.
Okay, listen.
It was like, oh my god, Kim is rebuilding the glass ceiling.
Listen, the thing is that my fictional types when it comes to like fictional female characters is so much more narrow. Like I have very specific types, and maybe you can probably make some connection there because in real life I like women. I don't really care for men. You could probably make some kind of connection there. I don't fucking know. But like in fiction, male characters, it's just so much broader for me. Like female characters, it's the silly, gentle bimbo kind of characters, and the little sister types, and the big sibling / motherly types. Like that's my 3 things. In HSR, with male characters, like take my HSR favorites. There's more variety. There's Boothill, there's Sampo, there's Aventurine, Ratio, Rekka. Mainly those 5, I think. I love Argenti. Like it's way broader.
I like Argenti.
Yeah. Meanwhile, like HSR doesn't really have a lot of like female characters that fit my exact types. It's so far as like it's Siobhan, it's Serval, and Robin so far.
Oh, Robin's lovely.
Yeah. Yeah, not like close enough. And I get like the close. Yeah, and like I love those 3.
Valid,
but yeah, in Genshin, I have a lot of favorites. I like it would be easiest to just go by region at this point. Like that's how I usually do it, because like I have a couple like per region because you know, there's like 100 characters by now. So, but
yeah, I'm thinking of it now. I don't know who my favorite Honkai character is. I will say though, what the hell are you? Oh, what are you? Oh, it's like is that a zombie villager? Oh, I thought it was a mummy. I thought it was like an Imhotep style mummy. It looked like he was wrapped up.
Oh.
Yeah, that was a cool looking zombie. Yeah, I really liked Jing Yuan at launch.
Valid.
Yeah, I really liked him.
Just
in general, I was very surprised by how much I enjoy the boys in Honkai. I tend to be more of a girl enjoyer, but Honkai boys for the most part have been like, wow, this is such a good.
It's because there's so much variety. I think that's it. Like there's a lot more variety with HSR character. I mean, to be fair, it's easier because there's less men, but there's more variety. You know, I'm trying to there's very few characters. I don't think I can think of any like characters that are in terms of personality like the same or like 90 or 80% the same. Like they all have like their very distinct traits.
Yeah.
And
because it is funny. I'm usually the person who will look at media. Like the best example I have is like Stardew Valley. I won't romance a single man in Stardew Valley. I hate every single one of them. Like, not a single one of them are my type. But then Honkai went on this like incredible spree of like, God damn, I like every single one of these boys. I think it's because like they were all men, like grown ass men. I think that
that probably plays into it. Yeah.
I am in my fucking 30s after all.
That's fair. That's fair. I usually don't care much about stuff like that. I'm just like if they're well written and
you're early 20s. I didn't at that age either. Like this is another thing about P5 is like when I played Persona 4, I was 2 years out of high school, right? When I played Persona 5, I was 10 years out of high school. That is a very different time in your life. I even in like anime and stuff, I just find myself getting so fatigued about high school storylines.
I just realized Kara might be a little quiet, so apologies, chat. No. I get that. I don't really care about. I don't think I'm gonna care about that much either, honestly. But I get it.
Yeah,
I definitely get it.
Like I say, I didn't mind at all when I was not to be like back in my day when I was your age and all that. But like, yeah, no, when I was in my early 20s, it didn't bother me at all because those experiences are still relevant to me. I was, very much still feeling the effects of high school in my early 20s, right?
Fair.
It takes you a long time to put all of that behind you. It's like one of the weirdest, and for a lot of people, most traumatic, certainly for most people, the most formative years of your life.
Yeah.
But eventually, you know, you get into your 30s and your back starts to hurt when you sneeze, and you really start to forget a lot of what high school was like. And, you know, you start watching new anime, and it's like, man, I don't know. I can't remember the last time I thought about high school was. I just can't, I'm struggling to relate to these characters now.
I mean, yeah, to be fair, I guess, like, that's where, like, I have the advantage. I don't think that's gonna happen to me because I'm going, like, I'm studying psychology, so like I actually do quite like, of course, like, sometimes it gets a little much, you know, if every anime does it or every series that's fair, you know, like, just for, like, variety purposes. I also do like just having, like, an adult protagonist every now and then. But I like I don't mind like high school casts or anything of the sort, just because I'm gonna, like, whenever I finish my studies, I'm gonna go into like schools and stuff, and I'm gonna be working with teenagers and everything of the sort. That just, like, is right up my alley. Like, trying to, like, just, like, you know, like, understanding the minds of teenagers, high schoolers and stuff. And as a psychology nerd, it's like, it doesn't really matter to me.
That's an awesome career, by the way.
Hell yeah.
It is like mental health, and at that age is so important.
That's why, like especially in school, because schools do not give two fucks about your mental health.
No, they really do not. Teacher, the horrible traumatic thing happened to me. That's normal. Run along.
Yes, either that's normal, or like I can't give you special treatment for that. Maybe you want to, like, go sit outside the class for a few minutes, see if that helps.
Yeah. We'll book you in with the school counselor who is very uninvested.
Is only present for 2 days a week for a total of 5 hours, and has 10 other students that they need to worry about as well, and doesn't have time for you. You have 50 minutes,
pocket full of handouts.
Yeah.
A memory I think about a lot is when I went to the nurse in high school, because I'd had an epiphany that what I was dealing with was social anxiety, and I didn't know what to do about it because it was kind of starting to affect my day-to-day life. So I went to the school nurse and I was like, "Hey, this is kind of hard to talk about, but I think I've got social anxiety, and it's getting quite bad. Like, can you help? What do I do?" And I walked out of that office less than 30 seconds later with a handout.
Dude, yeah, it's like the
pamphlet.
Teachers also just, like, don't know anything. Like, I always say, like, if you're in a class, or in, like, you know, if you are a teacher in school, or any teacher in school, and a student just has a full-on, like, breakdown, has an anxiety or a panic attack, 9 out of 10 teachers would not know what to do. They would probably
100%.
They would probably just make it worse.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, teachers just need to be educated.
Yeah. And I think most of them want to know. Like, I feel like there's been a real changing of the guard. I mean, obviously, I think we all know the 50, 60-year-old high school teacher who is so set in their ways and thinks they know everything about the teenage experience, and one fit solutions for every kid.
Which is,
you know, yeah. But that kind of generation of teacher is, as time marches ever onwards, becoming, you know, there's less and less of them every year. And I do think that most modern teachers, like, especially, we're a decade in at this point, at least, into social media in schools, right? Which has just completely changed the game.
For sure.
Like, or every equation about school life and being a teenager. In most of it, to be honest, significantly for the worst. I think they do want to do better. Teachers tend to be good people overall. Like,
yeah, the thing that I've also seen a lot is that
it's not for the money.
there's lots of teachers that are trying their best, but it's also that they feel too bound by the system. Is that they think that they have less power that they do. They're like, well, of course, on the one hand, it's also just like they're understaffed, so like they can't take on too much without, tiring themselves out, which, I also get. But I remember like many times where I, like my grades to an extent, like I was never good with homework and stuff, and like lots of things that, other like were just expected, I I struggled with. And every time teachers would be like, well, like, that's unfortunate if that's like difficult for you, but like I can't, like, we can't accommodate every single like disability or struggle that a student has. And then I'm like, oh, but if you teach a class, but you can teach a class of 20 to 30 students about a subject that the majority of them will never need in their lives just because, oh, I don't know, 2 of you might at some point become physicians. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, this is the one thing that bugs me the most. This argument of, you can't accommodate everyone. Oh, suddenly it's not it's not possible, but when it comes to like the curriculum, you always have to consider the minority of the group. Suddenly that's where you're like, well, one of you might be able to do something with this. Like, oh god.
The practice is simple solutions that benefit the most children, and sorry, we can't do anything for the outliers, but the curriculum is physics, which 0.01% of all careers in life will ever use those skills for, right? Like, no, I do get it. Like, I get exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, like I get,
I think
like,
it's just really hard.
It's important to teach the basics, of course. Like you should, of every subject, you should teach the basics of every subject. Of course, I think that is important because, you're only gonna know if it interests you if you know what it's about. But like at some point, you should be able to choose. And again, that's also an issue of, like...
UK has that. When I was 18, I was studying 3 subjects. And that was it. My finished high schooling studying maths, biology, and physics. Those were the only subjects I took.
Wow.
Which is, I think, a good system. Yeah, I really like science I still love science.
Yeah, in Germany we have...
New job.
In Germany, we have a thing where, like, if you're doing the, I guess, the highest level of education, which technically is like high school, it's a weird system. You can choose 3, like, there's a certain number of like, when you get to high school age, basically, you can choose to drop a certain amount of like classes. You can choose to drop like one of the like creative subjects, which is either like art or music. Or you could basically other way around. You can choose art, music, or something like theater to go with, and you can choose 1 out of, I think, 3 science subjects to continue. So either physics, chemistry, or biology. I went with biology because it's the least formula stuff. So I basically, like, I dropped art for music, and I dropped physics and chemistry. But besides that, you still have every subject, and you have 3 subjects that you have, like, you take advanced classes in. And in these advanced classes, you sometimes don't even get to really choose, because I remember in my case, our grade was too small. So when it came to lining up schedules for classes, some combinations just wouldn't work. So I initially wanted to choose French because I was taking like the bilingual branch, so I could get like a French graduation certificate thing. English because it was the easiest subject for me, and the one I hated, one of the ones that I hated the least, and biology, which in retrospect I'm thankful for I didn't have to do because biology as an advanced class is so much learning and memorizing.
It's hard. Yeah, it's hard.
And that just didn't work, so I had no other choice. Like, my only choices were math or German. And German I didn't want to do, so I picked math, which I sucked in. I graduated with, like, the lowest possible score you could have in my math advanced class before you fail.
Oh wow.
And like even my teacher at that point was like he knew I was just trying to survive. He knew I wasn't trying to be. I was just trying to get through. And yeah, that was like the case for many students, especially the ones with the bilingual branch, because schedules just wouldn't line up. So like it sucked. But yeah, it's like you get a little bit of a choice in Germany, but like it's very limited. It's very limited. In the end, there's still a lot of things that you just like. You still have you still have all 10, 11 subjects that you have to study for.
Yeah, I think that is very similar to the American system.
No, but get fucked. Hold on. I actually was gonna stop streaming in a little bit, but I guess I'm gonna keep talking for 5 more minutes because someone just redeemed a German accent. Anyway, how you doing, Nova? Go fuck yourself. Story time with German accent? Get fucked.
Wait, what? Wait, I want to hear German accent. Isn't this a German accent?
I mean, a little bit.
A little bit. It's not a strong German accent.
Yeah, I like this. This is like when I'm talking and it just slips out, you know?
Yeah.
Hold on, let me get some water.
I'm excited.
The thing is also my German accent usually is still like sort of like weak because I have to remember how to do it. I have to remember not to like suppress it, you know? Because I generally talk without it.
I can help if you want. Guten Tag.
Dear God. Alright, 3, 2, 1, 5 minutes. Here we go. I fucking hate it here. But now I don't know what to talk about. Well, now I'm out of things to say. Fuck. I was actually gonna stop, but nah, I guess I just have to yap for 5 more minutes.
5 minutes of yapping.
5 minutes of yapping.
Can't be done.
Never me.
No.
I mean, my throat is definitely. I am feeling my voice. I can feel my voice fading a little bit.
Aww.
Oh God.
How long do you normally stream for when you go live?
Usually like 3-ish hours, sometimes 4. Depends on what I'm doing. But because I Mother Nature has decided to fuck me over, today's gonna be
rude.
gonna be a shorter stream. Probably this whole week, maybe. I don't know. But usually it's like 3-ish hours.
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 I love German.
I hate
really
it.
Like German. I really like German.
I hate it.
It is if I was to learn a language, it would be German.
It's an interesting language.
I've taken a little bit of a bunch of languages, and German was by far the easiest for me. It just clicked really naturally for me.
That's fair.
Yeah. Plus, I like Germany, and I like Germans.
Damn. Couldn't be me. Could not be me.
Okay, top 3 European nations, go. Based on the people that live there.
I don't know any people that live there. I think Ireland's pretty cool.
Ireland is pretty cool. Yeah, good answer.
Maybe Austria. Oh, there's a slam banana.
Not bad.
And I don't know many like people. Maybe Sweden. I don't fucking know.
Gotta have a Scandi in there just for good measure. Also,
yeah, it's just because like I know a friend from Sweden and she's cool, and you hear a lot of like I mean, Sweden also isn't doing very. I mean, no country is doing well nowadays.
Valid. I would go Germany, Finland, and Ireland is a good shout, but I feel like it's favoritism. If the English person says Ireland, it's like it's like an American saying Canada, right?
Fair, I guess.
We're too close. We speak the same language. I'm gonna go Germany, Finland, and fuck it. You know what? Let's go Italy.
Interesting.
Done a lot for the culture. Done a lot for the culture.
Yeah. Oh no! Hope your fever's going away soon, Fuyad. Each time I join the context of the stream, it always changes. Yeah, that happens. It happens. I have 1.5 minutes left. I can do this. God, I'm getting so hungry.
Oh yeah. What are you? What you? I almost said. Oh yeah.
Ooh yeah.
What are you having for food?
You wanna try doing a German accent?
I can do a bit of German.
Every time. Okay, so I think it's very funny that every time I hear like non-German people try to do a German accent, it always sounds exactly like that. Like so exaggerated.
Oh yeah.
Like so exaggerated. Like
Sprechen die Deutsch, ja.
oh, that was not bad.
Well, you gotta make it a little camp. That's the secret. A lot of people will do the. Yeah, a lot of people will do the angry German,
like,
right? And that's valid. Yeah, with the and the shouting, right?
Yeah.
You know, and there's validness to that. German people do get shouty at times.
I mean,
but
not much more than others, honestly.
True. But for me, it's the campness. You know.
I mean, honestly, it also depends on where you're from, right? Most people, when they think of Germany... Also, the timer is over. Thank God. Most people, when they think of Germany, they think of Bavaria. So, like, southern Germany. Like, all the traditions and like, Oktoberfest and stuff. Like, that's all... And like, dirndls and some of the food. Like, that's all southern Germany. Which people don't usually realize. But... The thing about a German the German language or a German accent that people don't realize is that if you want to do like an accurate German accent, you just have to make your sound contrary to what people think. You just have to make yourself sound as flat as possible, because you know how in English the vowels are usually pronounced with a kind of like a little bit of a kick. You know, like whether it's like British or English, like can't or can't or like now or new or something, anything along those lines. In German you would go with like, in Germany it's all like flatter, you know, like there's not that like curve, I guess. It's like instead of now it's now, or instead of new it's new.
Yeah,
like that kind of thing. And you know, they can't pronounce the TH. It's either, depending on the word, it's either an S sound or like a T or a D-ish. And the R is either a W or, you know, the French R, I guess. But yeah, it's interesting.
I like being European. It's fun.
I'm like being European
I like
in general.
Loads of neighbors that I have shit tons of history with, that I've started wars with at various points. That we all have rivalries of various types, from sporting to like
it is fun.
Like, yeah, we conquered you and we enslaved you and we genocided you, and haha, now we're watching the football.
Yeah, in essence, I think it's very fun that like Europe is so, I guess, like colorful, you know, like Germany borders on like 1, 2, 3, 4, like 6 or 7 countries. There's countries that like you can cross in 2 hours. So in that aspect, yeah. Okay. I've just been standing around for like the past 20 minutes and just talking. Yeah, I think I'm probably gonna hop out here. I believe dinner should be done soon. We're getting rice.
Nice.
Love me some good old rice.
Have a good dinner. I'm sticking around. I'm still going.
Yeah. Okay. Let me exit this fucking game before
training.
There we go. Okay. But yeah, enjoy the rest of your stream.
Will do. Enjoy your food.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hell yeah. That was fun. That was fun. A little bit of a chill stream, you know, just yapping. And yeah, I'm probably gonna hop out here as well. Because my god, this period is fucking kicking my ass. It's not even like usually I don't have a lot of like period symptoms. It's just like the pain, and the pain makes me tired. That's like the main thing. At least oftentimes. But yeah, we're gonna be back on Friday. For the Genshin live stream, which I am very excited about. I think it's... When is it? I think it's 12 UTC. So it should be 1... So we're gonna be live around noon my time, for sure. And, yeah. Probably also gonna be a shorter stream. I don't know what we're doing on Saturday yet. Maybe we'll go back to Minecraft. Maybe we'll do another chill game. Maybe we'll do more Ace Attorney, Pokemon, whatever. I don't know. But we'll see. Anyway, I thank you guys for being here today. Hope you enjoyed yourselves. I shall go rest now. I'm gonna hopefully finish Ave Musica with my girlfriend later. That's gonna be fun. So yeah, stay safe, y'all. Take care. Have a lovely rest of your day, night, whatever time it is for you. And I may see you again on Friday or another time. Bye-bye!